Hi everyone. Here's another video I thought of bringing it for you guys. This is about a new business again. I'll talk about packaging first to set a little more context about what the packaging industry looks like and what is the importance of packaging today in our day-to-day life, right? So as we have seen, like today people touch package day to day in their life, and it can be like a small, like this kind of a polythene package, which is like a polythene which has a ziplock, and people use this for a regular thing. And in a similar way you will see coffee package which we buy, or biscuit packages, chips packages. And which I came to know while I was reading about this business, that these are not just a cover which people put food and just store it. There are a lot of things which has been innovated in these packages. One is it should be airtight. There should not be any airflow inside this or any leakage, and they make sure each and every package is tested so well that they can't go wrong. So they can't expect that while transportation or while storage in the inventory, or while it is at any store, it breaks, right? So that is something very important for a package or a company who sells things inside a package. They look at these things. So now coming to another layer of packages. So these are like which we see like a lot of plastic packages. Second thing, when we order a food or when we take away a food, we see those use and throw kind of a package we get, which are like those plastic containers with a lid, and you see like those are black or white colors, right? And that is very common, which we see day to day. Then there are cups, like plastic cups or polyester cups, or you will see those thermocol based cups, or something where there's a mix of paper and petroleum products, and then they make a lot of such containers, like a cup, small tea cups. And we all see people use so much of them, right? Then comes straws, and then like there's endless packaging things which are there in our surrounding us. Apart from this, you will see, like suppose when you buy a chocolate or some product, you will see those are again wrapped up around a aluminum foil, right? Those looks like an aluminum foil, and when you try to tear it, you will see there's a plastic inside this, also a layer of aluminum foil or layer of something shiny, right? So those are again a different versions of package. And now as you have understood where all package are there around us, I'll now touch upon how or what this company does. So, and also, like I think I missed about those carry bags which we see when we go to mall or any place, or when we order online. The carry bags which we get, those brown color bags, are also equally like package people use on their day-to-day life, like. So now I'll talk about this company called Pakka Industry. They are very so it's actually Pakka. If you search Pakka, you will get it, pakka.com. And they have one product which is kind of a which is a replacement of day to day those plastic plates or containers. And they have built another brand out of it. It is called Chuck, Chuk. It is quite common, if you even if you see on your any D2C brand, like or maybe sorry I mean, if you see on your any quick commerce website, or if you see online, if you go to buy from any store, you will notice Chuck has also their own place and cups. Why this company is different than any other packaging industry, and why I'm looking at this as a something which interested me, because this is, they're trying to innovate the existing condition, or or how people use package. And they're trying to make these package out of sugarcane dust, or basically anything which can be compostable. And they're using those green things around us, or something which are biodegradable, and they are creating these packages. Now it is not easy. To set a context more about in detail, as I mentioned, how a company choose a package, it can be so today a restaurant, when they look for finalizing a package for their food delivery, suppose they need a package which is leak proof, which doesn't allow any air to get in, which is safe from like maintains an hygiene, maintain a freshness of the food, right? These are very important things when a packaging is selected. And Peka is one industry which I felt they are putting a lot of effort to figure out this whole technology about behind the package. And because now as they have choose a different path, which is using a biodegradable product, they are putting a lot of effort to figure out this, right? And currently they have a very small market share. It is almost 1%, which they have mentioned in their business update, and they are looking forward to grow it. And why this company is something which I will be tracking very closely, and if possible I'll be also sharing more and more updates about this, what's happening with them, but in coming future. But the point is, why this is interesting, I'll tell you now further when we go detail down into the product company. So the next thing which I want to call out is, so I have basically written down a lot of notes while my study was going on this company, and I'll cover all those details, and then gradually we'll drill down into why this company looks very interesting to me. So first thing is, the Peka industry is currently almost has 700 crore of market cap, and their current sales, which was the last quarter sales, was around 84 cr. That is what their current sales look like. And they didn't make a profit in their last quarter, and they made a loss of around 1.5 cr. And the reason for this is there was a decline in the sales from last year. Plus there was one more concern, is that their entire factory, which is the plant, was actually was shut down for 14 days for some innovation, or I mean some upgradation, and to basically get it ready for the next batch. So the plant was shut down for 14 days. Because of that, the production was low, the sales declined almost around 15% year on year, and the PAT was basically in a loss of 1.5 cr, which is almost more than 100% loss from the last year. Now coming down to further detail, what they are trying to do. So they recently actually acquired a company in close to US called Guatemala, which is almost very close to I mean the Brazil, and very close to, so between basically Brazil and US, and somewhere on that area. And what is so interesting about this is, so what they're planning and what is their strategy looks like. They are trying to build a plant there which will help in producing more and more package for future. And they have a stage plan. And if this goes well, so US becomes their very important player there to sell and basically sell more package. Now if they try to do this business from that, so the strategy was that it should not impact their tariff, so the tariff should not impact their business. And I think it is around 10% tariff for I think Brazil area. So they will be able to make it to US very easily, and they are the lowest tariff compared to any other country today. That is one strategy which is playing here. They have recently got funding for like basically the discussion has closed. It is just in the last few disclosure which is going on, and they should get the funding by very soon. And next quarter they seems to be updating us about what's the progress been. So what they're trying to do is now, I'll also set more context about this. So this business is something very interesting. It's been more than a year I saw this business. I found it very interesting. I invested some amount, and what happened is, I don't know, like somehow the sales was declining quarter on quarter, year on year. And for that reason I thought of taking an exit. And it seems now that it was a good decision to take an exit, because the stock has fallen down quite aggressively after that. Second thing is, the business has shown very bad deterioration in the entire sales growth. And but still I thought of continuing tracking this company, because this is something very interesting business. They are trying to do innovation. They are one of the first company in India who are at this scale, which is a listed company with a very good history in their business. It's a family run business from very old, and the son Ved Krishan has taken over, and now he's trying to do a lot of things in the business. And I when I was listening to the business updates and going through it, I found the founder was very passionate. I could understand. And I also felt how attach, or what is a good level of understanding the founder has, and the way he was explaining everything was very amazing, which also gives me more confidence to this business. But from last 1 year, they have been promising a lot of like growth, but they couldn't do it. And what they are pointing out is, and what few more things which I understood is, their design innovation person has left multiple times, the heads have left multiple times. There were a lot of leadership changes which has also impacted the entire business. And as now the founder has stepped in to get the things done more, or take more control over, as he has mentioned that they are now almost closer to stabilize the entire team structure, and they will do better in the coming future, as they are trying to again promise another layer. But still I feel it's a worth tracking, because the kind of goal the business has set is amazing. So let me also share a few more details. Currently they produce around 50,000 tons of package, and which is in 2025. And what they are trying to aim is, by 2030 they will produce 5 lakhs tons of package. Now, if you just do a back envelope calculation, it is almost 10 times of their current production capacity. And while this looks like a huge dream, I also understood more into detail that what is their progressive goal into this to achieve this, right? And which looks still possible, but again we cannot rely on this. We have to track, we have to be very close to understanding what's happening. There has been a lot of loans which has been taken by the business, because for the future growth plan, and a lot of funding has been happening, so it looks very interesting. Now, one more thing on this is, what kind of package they produce right now. I spoke about a lot of different types of package. Currently they produce these carry bags, those wrap material carry bags, those brown paper, or you can say those brown paper carry bags, or brown paper which you wrap around the food sometime, or different things. So they produce that. And another one are, so basically those food and services related packages, which are like containers, plates. Specifically plates, their plates are quite common. I have seen multiple times at multiple restaurants, multiple outlets. Now they have these two kind of packages currently in the production. But if you see their numbers, almost out of 80 crore 84 crore of their revenue, almost 70 crore of their revenue comes through those brown wrap and carry bags, which is a huge portion. And currently in this quarter, it has declined by year on year almost 18%. But the food and services, which are plates, those containers, it has increased. So current revenue, it is making around 13 cr per quarter, almost 19% growth quarter on quarter. Plus there's a decline of almost very less, which is like just 5%. I know this business is not doing good, almost has reported their first loss in the quarter from I guess from after what I have been seeing, like almost 3 to 4 years. This is their first loss reported. And this is when it becomes very interesting that what the company is doing. Is it looking around fixing this thing? Can this company come as a turnaround company? And such companies make huge money, right? The stock P has fallen down, the stock price has fallen down, a lot of things are in a bad way, which you see. They have also updated that they had almost 1% of pledged shares has been released by the bank. and there are few which is right now due, which will be done within the few quarters, and these are just operational issues, but they will be able to do 100% release of their pledge share. That's fine. You will see if somebody looks at this business, they might reject their at that moment itself, because of the decline in sales, decline in profit, huge, the losses looks very very bad, and the coming future looks very difficult because of the tariff, and there's a lot of issues because China is also basically selling lot of low price such packages. Now I'll break down into their 2030 goals. So they basically make packages based off sugarcane waste, and they feel that Chuck is going to take a huge growth momentum in future, because they have produced some very interesting containers which also takes less space to store, and the capacity it holds with different verge sizes of those containers, plus they are also confident that these can replace those current non-biodegradable package, which are harmful for your health, harmful for the environment, and there are a lot of such problems into that. They're trying to bring the price of their package almost close to those packages which are the current plastic packages, and they for that they are trying to do a lot of innovation. They're trying to cut cost, they're trying to innovate in a way where for a very less cost they can achieve that kind of a product. They also mentioned about this barrier coated package. So barrier coated packages are just like two layer of package which can have like a paper, and then little more innovation on again those paper which are again produced through sugar canes, where it is little greasy in nature. Basically when you put water, it doesn't basically absorb, and it can be used for like 5 to 6 months of storage for different food material, or like basically such they are focusing into food. So uh, food material which is stored for like 5 to 6 months or 8 months, they feel like this can replace. And they also mention about these small packages which we see at many places, like those small sugar sacket, or those oregano, or you have noticed those pan masala packages. So they want to achieve those level of innovation where they can replace those plastic layer of packages to their paper based which are biodegradable. Now if they achieve, coming back to their goal, if they achieve almost like 5 lakhs tons of production, they will be able to make a revenue of around 8,300 crore per year. And if I call out what is the current revenue looks like, is almost 400. Again, this is huge, very very interesting goal, very 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 dreamy goal. And if we track it, and if they are able to achieve, it will create huge wealth for anybody who are in the part of this business. Now with current expansion, they are planning to first produce from 50,000 to 1 lakh tons of package production. And the Guatemala, I think it's called Guatemala place where they have built their packaging industry, which is in the process, and they should be able to produce 2,50,000 tons of package by June 2026. Again, which if you combine both of them, they should able to cover around 3,50,000 production by next year. Almost you can give a timeline of at least Q4 27. Again, the way that is how you have to track, you have to put different basically quarter by quarter, after 2 quarter, 3 quarter, 4 quarter, like those benchmarks. And if they are able to achieve, it looks that they will be able to achieve like 5 lakh production. So based on what they are targeting, I think 27 28 they should able to touch, they should be able to touch around 2 lakhs 50,000 capacity. But still we need to track further. Their current Jagriti plant, which was shut down for some days, is again getting stabilized, and they are putting more effort so that by next quarter it should start running and produce more quantity of package with high quality of package. And which those packages will be of less price. And so what they are also targeting, as they mentioned, that currently based on their current rate, they sell around per ton of package for 2,000 dollar. If they innovate and bring more innovative package in their journey, which they also have spoken about, I'll talk about those two. They will be able to increase these 2000 figure to 3000, then slowly to 5000 level of capacity. Now imagine if they're also able to equally grow their price, or I mean the price for each ton. So there's going to be a growth of production there. It also looks like there will be a growth of sales. They are also going to, they have a quite a wild dream of achieving almost 12% of market share. So from 1% to 12% is, again, it's almost like 10 times, right? So that is how I see this as a good business to track. And now next, what I'm going to talk about is what their next biggest goal, again close nearest goal, look like is to basically crack flexible packaging. What is flexible packaging? You might have seen those coffee packages or chips packages. Those are some I mean, not chips, but at least coffee packages or milk packages. You will see those are like quite thick layer of packet, and currently those are all plastic. They want to replace them with similar kind of flexible packages which are made out of compostable, again using those biodegradable compost, and building such package. They are trying to do a lot of innovation into this. Their R&D is working on it. They are doing a lot of trials in UK. They are meeting their a lot of potential clients. They are doing a lot of trials into that. And what they are saying is by quarter 4 of this year, they should be able to see some good result, and they will be sure if it makes out as a good business for their future or not. If this comes into their product, which is a new product introduction for them, this will also become a very huge growth for them in future. uh, what I mentioned is earlier, they are making those plates and cups, and the current another package which is in the production, which they are planning to produce in US and in India for their coming quarter, which is already like very solid in with their innovation, that is called barrier packages, which I mentioned, just like barrier coated package, which are just like two layer of package, basically two layer into it. And the flexible package will be almost 5 to 6 layer, which are very solid, which will contain any food for 12 months to 18 months. Very good long lasting quality, plus airtight, and like all the quality which they need to achieve and match any plastic packaging. So this can be a huge replacement in the industry. And currently also one more thing you will notice, they're not like something which they are looking for, like some funding from or help from any other any government companies, or maybe help from policymaker. But what they are looking for is, and what they believe in is that the quality is good, their innovations are very unique, and they have their own R&D. So these are all basically high quality products. And what they feel is, as people are getting conscious, a lot of business will start becoming conscious about such, based on their customer demand. And they feel that these businesses will be okay to switch to such package and pay a little more extra on those package. So currently, and this will impact their business a lot, and this will bring more demand for their business. And they also called out like a lot of other companies are trying to get into this. Some people have already cracked, some people are already into this, but the kind of level of innovation the package they have done, and no one has touched till now. And and they are also trying to partner with a lot of companies. They mentioned about Balrampur Chini company, who produce sugar, to partner with them and to help them build such package with their sugar waste. And I think maybe they might also purchase those waste and maybe do something around it. Anyways, apart from that, currently they acquired few customers, which is Devyani Foods, Ujjain, some temple is there where I think all the plates and packages will be supplied. ISKCON will be taking a lot of packages from them. I think these are some different ISKCON, not the Indian ones. I'm not sure about what is happening with India. ISKCON, so every ISKCON has their different branches. So I think in US, one of the ISKCON has purchased their packages recently, and they have become like a client for them, and they will be buying more and more packages. Then Compass Food is something which is quite famous. They have also got Sodexo again, who will try to use their package. And something which they are trying is B2C. They are now listed on almost every Q-commerce and mostly available in most of the cities. So when you go and search on your Blinkit or Swiggy of paper plates or package, you will find their package very easily. So this is something which I spoke about overall. And for their Guatemala project, they found a person who will be heading it, and that guy was a CEO of a company called San Diego. And what they used to do is they used to basically produce these sugar. I think they used to do business around sugar, and now as he has come to this business, going to head Pekka. He has mentioned that it will be easy for him to get those raw material because of his expertise in the industry. And second thing is, currently in US, they are not going to produce these raw materials by themselves. They will be basically looking for buying these raw materials from the Brazil, and as we know, Brazil is quite famous in sugar production. But that is what they have mentioned. Now if I talk about what are their few stages which they are almost talking to a lot of their investors, they have divided their Guatemala project into three stages. One is the first stage. They want to get into molded product, which are like basically containers, plates and all, again by June 26. Then barrier coated paper packaging by 28. And so these are all production line which, as soon as they set and achieve these goals, they will be able to also get funding for those things. So they have a good funding line which they are expecting around $50 million. Then comes $265 million in I think by 28, and then $80 million for flexible packaging. Again, if they are able to crack that innovation or that product quality. So these are the three stages which they will be looking for. They have also mentioned currently US has a 10% tariff for the Brazil, so it will be easy for them to do an business with US, because producing close to US now. And then currently their funding which they have almost, which is in the pipeline for the Guatemala project, is almost around 30 not 30 sorry $40 million, which will be funded by a lot of private equity and I think some Panama company. Now coming to next is, as they are looking to improve their product catalog, they are also going to focus on how to improve on their supply chain. Their focus is to improve the factory production and speeding up the production. They have bought and ordered few new machines for the production in India. And they have also changed their leadership. They have hired recently somebody who was like a board member earlier but now has joined the company to work on the business. And that guy, his name is Shubham Tibrewal. He also was a founder of some company earlier who which is right now already ongoing, who used to produce again sugar free food. And this guy has a good experience in turning around a lot of businesses, and he almost in past 10 years. So he is confident about joining this company Pekka and improve their production in India and bring or achieve all the goals whatever is in their pipeline. And they mentioned from 5,000, so whatever the 50,000 tons of packaging they produce, currently they are able to make around $2,000 per ton. They will slowly increase those targets and they will be able to achieve $5,000 per ton based on the kind of product catalog they will bring in. Today it's very just paper, brown paper, all those things are majority. That is why the pricings are low cost products. and as soon as they they bring those containers, more the flexible packaging, or more of barrier coated packaging, they will be able to increase those prices, and basically the product cost and product growth increases equally, right? And they will be able to impact the revenue. By next quarter they will be also updating us about their next margin, how or what kind of margin they are looking for future, because currently, because of the sales growth, or because of the basically sales decline, actually their margins have reduced also equally. If I just also mention about their current margin, their operating margin looks like around 7%, and last year they were around 18%. So you can see it's not just decline in sales, their margins have reduced, and that is the reason it has impacted their PAT, which is the profit, and that is why they have reported a loss. So that's all. And next quarter, there will be a few more updates about the business. I'm going to track it, and this is not a recommendation for you guys to purchase. This is just my study, which I'm just trying to share for my own memory, or plus also just to capture how such businesses I track, and I enjoy reading about new businesses like this. I do a lot. I do study a lot, and I'll try to bring more and more such captures in next future. Also, this is a good company to track, but there are a lot of debt on this business currently. The business has been struggling from last 1 year. Current quarter looks like what they promised is going to be slow, but by 2030 they can achieve. It is almost like a 10x growth of the entire business goal which they have, and if we keep tracking, and if they achieve, imagine the amount of wealth it will create. So that's all, and thank you so much.